Welcome to a video overview of the new features available in ShiftPlanning. In this short video, we're going to guide you through the new interface, including new views, navigation options, ways to create shifts, and some of the other new features that are available. The new employee scheduler includes a ton of under-the-hood upgrades that overall lead to a much improved experience. You're going to immediately notice how much faster and cleaner the interface is, and the speed performance has especially allowed us to be more creative with different scheduling views. This personally for me is the most exciting improvement in the new interface. That is, the ability to instantly switch between different views and dates in the schedule. This allows schedules to be created faster and in a view that is more suitable to your individual scheduling needs. So let's take a quick look at the new views. The first new view, which is now the default view, is by employee. This view works very similar to a spreadsheet and allows you to simply click within the grid on the right-hand side to enter in the work times for your staff. We've tried to make this process as intuitive and as fast as possible. So you'll notice that in real time we are parsing the text that is entered in to get a start and end time for the shift. Once a start and end time are found, you have the ability to arrow up and down to change the position that this work time is assigned to. Once the shift time is added, you can click on it to access the new shift edit window. We'll cover this in more detail in a few minutes. The second new view, by position, is very similar to the employee view, except for now the point of view has changed. You now see the positions on the left and your times and staff on the right. You'll notice again how quickly it was to switch between these two views. Just quickly in this view, we can add a shift time in the same way as in the employee view. And again afterwards, we can click on the newly created shift to edit its details and assign staff, for example. The two remaining views are the visual view and the list view. These two views are very similar to the previous version of our application. The main differences come in the visual view. We no longer place a restriction on schedule start and end times. We learned that this previous setting was confusing clients and placing unnecessary issues when wanting to create overnight shifts, for an example. In the new version, these limitations are eliminated, making the entire process much more intuitive. All of these views, including employee, position, visual, and list, also work in a day mode. We find that particularly the position view in day is particularly helpful in that it allows you to view gaps in coverage, for an example, on a daily timeline. We've also given our month mode a major upgrade. You now have the ability to drag and drop between days and view inline totals of staff and hours booked per week. And you can also see at a glance who is scheduled on each shift. Just like with the previous version of our application, anywhere you see a shift time, you can click on it to open the shift edit window. This again is much improved in the new version of our application. You'll first notice that there is no lag time to load shift details, and inside the new window you now have access to a ton of new functionality, which allow you to do a lot more right from this dialog box without ever having to leave the scheduler. Examples of this are the ability to add staff by name or assign them from other positions. The same thing is now possible with positions and schedules. Again, these items can be added inline versus where you would have previously had to exit the scheduler. Now you're probably wondering what happened to the miniature calendar that used to exist in the top left corner of the application. You'll also be wondering where your positions and locations are. Here's an example of where we really feel that the speed in the application has allowed us to do more, while at the same time clean things up and make it easier to use. An example of this is the fast ability to switch between timelines. Anywhere you see a date in the new scheduler, you can click on it to jump between views. For example, if you are in the week timeline, you can quickly jump up into month mode or down into any individual day. When you're in the month mode, you can jump down into any week or day, and you can also jump up into a new year mode. From year mode, you can jump back down into any previous timeline, month, week, and day. This might sound confusing at first, but once you try it out for yourself, you got the hang of it right away. One other thing worth mentioning is that within any timeline you can navigate forward and backwards using the arrows at the start and end of the timeline. You'll again notice how fast moving between dates really is. So where are the schedules? At the top, you'll always see visible the names of positions or locations that you are viewing. Or in this example, we're viewing the schedule overview mode, which means that you're viewing everything. If we click here, we'll be presented with a list of our locations and positions. From here, we can easily toggle on and off individual schedules or click on a location name to view an overview of that individual location or department depending on how your business is set up. The last thing I'd like to walk you through are the action items. At the top left, you'll see the ability to publish, print, and the new action menu. Publish and print work very similar to the previous version of our application, but the action menu is very new and provides a lot of commonly used functionality. You can access the action menu by clicking on the gear at the top left. Under this new menu, you'll see Schedule Conflicts, Requests and Approvals, Clear Schedule, Copy Schedule, Schedule Import, Schedule Sync, our Getting Started Guide. These action items provide all the same functionality that was available in the old system, but have again been improved in this new release. For an example, the Schedule Conflict system is a lot more intuitive. It's now inline, and you can quickly visualize where conflicts exist within your schedule and resolve them simply by clicking on them. Requests and Approvals now is the access point to your vacation, OpenShift, and trade requests. Over the coming weeks, we're going to be working a lot on this section to both reintegrate some of the functionality that was available inline in the old scheduler, as well as more tightly integrating these actions with our notification system and our time clock, for an example. Another example of where we've improved these scheduling actions is in the copy schedules. Here's an example of where we can navigate to a new week in the scheduler and we can instantly generate a schedule template. We've made this process more flexible in that you can now copy shifts from any timeline, both in the future and in the past, as well as use this feature in day and month mode. The new version will show you in real time how many shifts there are to copy and any conflicts that we detect to help make this process as painless as possible. That's it for this overview. Thanks so much for your time. We're really confident that you're going